At the 6th International Chinese Internal Arts Festival, which was held in October 1997 at the city of Newcastle upon Tyne in England, Lama Dondrup Dorje gave a demonstration on how energy is cultivated through the practice of classical Qigong in a program entitled A Discourse on the Physical Manifestation of the Buddhist Classics, the Heart Sutra of Perfection of Wisdom. The Heart Sutra of Perfection of Wisdom explains why emptiness is the true nature of all phenomena. According to the teaching of Lord Buddha, understanding of this emptiness, referred to as Kong in Chinese and as Tompa Nyi in Tibetan, has the power to bring cessation to all forms of human suffering. This film you are about to see is a condensed presentation of the original program given by Lama Dondrup Dorje, which lasted over 1 hour and 40 minutes.
The Heart Sutra of the Buddhist scripture is a discourse given by Buddha. Now, most of the thing that we do is motivated by the dynamic of vibratory. You find this dynamic of vibratory exists not only among people who may not like each other, it exists also among husband and wife, brothers and sisters. In all levels of society, vibratory is football game. My team going to be better than your team. If it's not, you start saying something perhaps not too pleasant about the other team. Now, all this is about attaching to things that you fantasize. Now, when you base on vibratory like this, after a while, even when you are successful, when you succeed in attaining what you want to attain, you end up still unhappy. You might say, I want this promotion for this job, and you get this promotion. But at the end of the day, when you get it, you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I am not as happy as I thought I would be. And that's suffering. Suffering also means uncertainty, not knowing how things will turn out, not knowing how things should be or would be. It also means a recurring situation. A recurring situation is something you know that happened once before, you ignore it. You do not take notice of it. The next time, you return in bigger dosage, until to such point you cannot ignore it. Now that is generally the manifestation in terms of physical sense, that's disease. In terms of the way you're interacting with people, that's when you become unhappy. You feel that you need to control the situation. Today, we will ask one of the Noble Clarity Club here, Simon Crow, Senator Simon Crow, who has been practicing karate for 18 years. He's a 3rd-degree black belt in karate. He will assist me by doing what he normally do. It's punching, kicking, full power, full speed, whatever you want to do. And now try to explain what I mean by Kong. Now, Kong is like this. If you think you are independent, that is, you are so important that everything must work around it, means you have this idea. The idea is, I want to be successful, I want to be happy. Because I want to be happy, you need to suffer. I don't care what happens to you, I want to be happy. You see this happen sometimes on the street of people perhaps who are behaving themselves. They want to pick on people. They want to show that they're in control of the situation. Why? I am stronger than you. You are constantly, continuously acting in opposition to what you truly want, to what you truly feel. Are you not creating suffering? Now, in control, for example, is here. In a general situation, okay, I control the way. I give him a punch, he block, and he punch back, and I block. Now that's vibratory. That means whoever bad deny person, that's vibratory. Okay, I punch, he block, he punch, he block. Vibratory. That is, I am me, and you are different. I'm not with you. Alright, that's very much is like if you are needle, you drop it in a glass of water, The needle is still the needle, the water is still water. But in the Heart Sutra, you are not really real. That all things is of empty. Now what does that mean? It means emptiness is the same as fullness. Fullness is the same emptiness. Home means you should be more like a salt, a grain of salt. When you're a grain of salt and you drop in a glass of water, you no longer become a grain of salt. You become part of every atom of that water. You're not just one grain of salt, water, no. You become every part of the water, and every part of water becomes that salt. What it means is, he punched me, I'm not only just separate here, but I come before him. I become him, because I become him, I can play his energy. And after a while, you have seen form practice before. That's the first stage of stretching the body, moving the mind. Later on, the form not only important. Now, you might wonder what's happening. Why I explain to people, you say, are you jumping because there's something in your pain? Now, why are you jumping so excitedly? Explain to them.
The feeling when I begin to attack is exactly as if I were attacking any other martial art practitioner. I have the absolute intention to hit, because that's what I've been requested to do. However, as I begin the attack with full intention, I bounce back. It's very difficult to describe, but I do lose control of my body. Sometimes more profoundly than others. Sometimes the legs move from underneath you. Sometimes you feel the body steered. But all the time, you're being guided. That's probably the best way I could suggest it.
Okay. Now, that is what I talk about by merging it with the person. He might be attacking me, but I welcome him and wish the relationship with him. I do not wish to be separate from him. I wish to become him. Because I become him, I can help him to change it to act in a different way. Kung, we say, Kung means the material world that we know, the delusional world that we know. You can touch it. You punch, you can touch it. Okay, you can touch it, and you can feel that. At the same time, punch. Same thing. I reverse energy by feeling his energy and change energy. Then I change it a little bit so that I'll make it play in a totally different situation. But at the moment, there is not getting hurt. Why? The energy I use is extending. Now, however, stand this way. Okay? However, if I wish to change energy, current energy is expanding inside the body, is in the body, so it doesn't get hurt. However, if we come in, I condense energy. This way, is it present? Come again. Open up again. That's why classical internal art is about not just fighting. No, it's about healing. It's about understanding the nature of things. So that, for example, if you punch me, instead of trying to block me here, okay, whoever's strong will stop that. I help it, in the most basic sense, I help him to say, in a shit, but I check it there. Alright? Now, it doesn't even need that much, maybe I use a little finger, look. But if your mind is not pure, intense or pure, you cannot do it. That means you wish to do something, while you intend on doing something, the body goes elsewhere. So how can you move your energy? Qigong practices is about where your mind extends, your energy to go over there. Now, What's different between applying energy with dynamic or vibrate as comparison to working energy in a harmonious manner? When you work either dynamic or vibrate, you're always creating conflict. Conflict means something has to give, something has to be better in someone. You are actually saying, you got to stop that point. Okay? Right, this angle. Now this, I flip him over. Now, I'm going to do this slightly different way. I flip side sideways. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, you come again. You can also throw. So there's nothing to the outside. The form outside, you do the form. You know, so for example, Tai Chi. Okay. Now so far Tai Chi. Okay. In the beginning stage, you have to have contact. Okay. For example, you can lock there. Go there. Okay. You know, you lock there. Okay. You need to do that. But after a while, it doesn't matter. Come on, you know. You just do what you want to do. Don't mind me. Energy is not one direction, it's all direction. See, this way you don't get disturbed. What bullies? There's no bully in the world. There are people who are confused, that's all. That's why you must have compassion. You alright? Now, don't go down now. Stand firm. Don't go down now. Okay? Alright? Don't go down now. Ready? No. No. Let me get it clear. Do not go down. Strongest stand you have. Okay. Strong stance you have. Okay, we'll do this one, alright? Okay? Don't go down now.
No.
Okay. I'm going to now do this. I'm going to do this. Okay, and then let's see what happens. Because it really doesn't matter what I do. He's fighting himself. That's because his energy is based on mind. So when I teach really classical Qigong practices, I do not teach about manipulating energy. Traditionally, in China, real martial arts people do not just study martial arts. They divide 50% of time in studying classics on ethics, on conduct. 50% of time on practicing physical work. In time come, from physical work, we move to non-physical work. Now what's that mean? For example, physical work in the beginning, okay? Physical work, later on, non-physical work. Now, you can communicate anything you like. Now, this is a clean straight engine. Now, let us start turning in within the body and change it. For that, I want to make him stay of a different kind of buoyancy. Did you jump up yourself?
Absolutely not.
Why else he go? Because while he went to come forward, I shift his energy. So his energy may go forward, something, he went up this way. Because he went up that way, he go up that way. Go and take the microphone now, we'll explain it again.
Sometimes I do find it very difficult to explain. Again, attacking with full intent, absolutely determined to strike. That again has been what's been requested. That last one was more sapping. I just lost all will to attack at that point. Not bouncing, just sinking. Literally a sapping.
And at first beginning, I'm manipulating his energy in a way. I'm actually working. I'm merging with, I play with. Then guess what? Next, when they come to me, they come in. Ready? With full intention to come in. This doesn't feel horrible. Come. Loving kindness, sometimes work much better. If they want to fight me, I say, don't fight me. Be nicer to be kind to people. Certain intent gone. His whole body is based on vibratory of energy, one way, pushing out, and change and say, that's not important. It's much nicer to feel open. And because of that, you lose intention. If you cannot honestly trust what you say, you do not understand what you feel in the heart match what you speak. If your action does not match what you have in your mind, how is it possible you can ask the body to work with you? So more practice and more form cannot help you. In fact, you give a sense of vibe, you feel like, oh, I'm better now than before, I'm better than so and so. Like classical teaching, remind people to say, be humble. Understanding all things is good. That nothing is solid. In fact, suffering does not exist. It exists because we give it the power to exist. Why? Your body works towards to maintain the dynamic to support it to exist. That's why in classical training, the first thing we're actually being taught is not about physical exercises. It's about acting. It's about conduct. How to behave. To be sincere means whatever you do, you act with your heart and your mind, 100%. Each go by the nature of what they have. Since we have a nature that most people don't realize, you already have a nature. A nature is beautiful. But most people don't. They have to go and acquire knowledge. They have to go and acquire other things. After a while, they become very real. Then suddenly, you're working against yourself more and more without you even realizing it. And so you feel, I gotta have more knowledge. I need to have more ability. I need to have more means of finances. Mindfully. Again, same dynamic mindfully. But in real terms, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. There are always ways you can provide a means whereby all things end up win-win. He punched me. I do not wish him to bully me, but I wasn't bullying him either. That's the difference between working with rivalry and working with harmony. Harmony being part of it. So if you're a grain of salt, you know you're going to bring a salt from the water, you're merging with that water. You are not separate. In the Heart Sutra, it says, all things is form. All is form of emptiness. Because this emptiness is not real. Yet emptiness is also real. Because it's real, you have disease, it can also be changed. Acting is according to nature is important. But if your mind, what you have in your mind, cannot match what you say, and what you do cannot match your mind, how is it you can say, I can move the energy and the energy will work on it? That's pretty conflict. That's why classical teaching, the first thing you do is about understanding and content. Also, understanding of energy by term of relate to it. That means, for example, put your hand here. All you have to try to push me. Just push me. I'm staying two stated. Maybe if I take one leg off, it'll be easier. Maybe I'll do this. Whatever you are, you become that. Because you become that, you're not based on vibrate, it becomes like, let's merge and get along. Let's understand each other. Isn't that the basic of relationship? Relation between yourself and your partner, yourself and people you work with, yourself and your brother and sister, yourself even with the car that you drive, the tool that you use. But understand your nature and apply it. The truth about comb in the house secret is all is of emptiness. You will understand how selflessness we really are. If you can see beyond that, then you will rise above all suffering. Whatever it comes, you learn how to deal with it. By first understanding nature, and then by understanding nature, by becoming a part of its nature. But before you do that, you have to learn about sincerity. That is, you've got to have to develop in a way whereby whatever you think, whatever you do, match. That's before sincerity. With that comes insight, which is another word for wisdom that gained by experiences. And once you have that, you can learn to cultivate yourself. By cultivating yourself, next, you can cultivate other people. And through this merging and working with nature, that is what in the classics refer as merging with heaven and earth. You're no longer just a human, you're part of everything. Every person you see them as your own mother, as your own father, as your own brother, as your own sister, as someone who has been your best of friends. If this is the case, how can you act unkindly towards others? After, from the foundation. Home, understanding, whatever you feel important today, tomorrow is gone. So this way, when you come upon good fortune, you accept that, say, I thank you for this. And you examine it from an impermanence point of view. That is, well, it's good now, tomorrow, pass the best time. And as a result, you don't get excited about it. Yeah, things are not going so well, I hurt myself and I lost my job, so well, examine, understand the dynamic of cause and effect. That is, whatever happened now is a result of something happened before. If that's the case, that means you are responsible for it. If you are responsible for it, then you say, I am grateful it happened. Allow me a chance to purify the defining in my mind. As a result, you allow this to come through. And that is what we refer as classical Qigong practices. You don't start out working with energy first, you start with understanding your own nature. By practicing, cultivating sincerity, cultivating reverence, cultivating humility, cultivating gratitude. That's why all things you embrace with your whole heart. So, in terms of the training, the form itself is no more than a way that replicates the mental activity of the gross mind and the gross body. The movement has a very specific connection to the body. How connect? For example, if you hold onto my hand very, very strong, don't let me move. Yeah, you decided now. Don't let me move. Now let's try to fight in terms vibrate. I will have opposite. I can move in, but then I don't work very hard. But merging means connect with my body, connect to my ribs. Connect my body, I close my body, I open my body. When that pushing me, I merge in him. Okay? Don't move now, you mustn't move. Is it strong? You feel that? Very strong. But I'm gonna fight him, I say, let's get along. Okay? Now, I say, let's get along, but we also need to move back. How? Watch. Like, hey, what? You would say you do Tai Chi, you do on. So on. Very strong. Okay. Is that right? Okay. But you will turn, you fight him as strong, but if you don't fight him, that's it. You must push. We have won many medals that push hand on it. Even in America, you won that, you know? You won that. Where are you going? No, don't go away. You must go. No, where are you going? Come. Come on. You're empty, you're not there. You're not there, that's why you go. You want hand, you bounce it. You say, let's bounce it. We want it not to bounce so much, that's also okay. Come. Okay. Come on, grab it. Grab it. Are you starting it?
Yes, of course.
Maybe you can grab my throat at the same time, is it easier?
Yes.
Throw here. But I can still speak. You must speak properly. I did it. Oh. Are you okay, sir?
Yes,
I'm so sorry. Okay, that's fine. Alright. So, it's not there. All is empty. That's what when you see, you understand, all thing is home. Home, remind us to be humble, remind us to accept things as what they are. If it's pleasant, be happy. If it's not too pleasant, it's okay too. In fact, even be grateful. Often people say, who is more kind to you, Jesus or Buddha, or someone who wants to hurt you, your enemy? My answer always is the one who wants to hurt me. Through that person, allow me, encourage me to convey more compassion, more insight, more understanding. Home is a very useful component to remember. The fact that I demonstrate today is hope to inspire, to encourage people to apply this understanding. I have one very, very simple philosophy. Help other people as much as you can. But when it's not possible, at least do not cause harm. Thank you for being here. Thank you.